back to the Varka Chudani channel. I hope all of you watching are safe and well. Tomorrow is 4th of July, the United States Independence Day. But what do we really have to do with the 4th of July and the US's independence? Well, that was the day when the US adopted the Declaration of Independence. Authored by Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and a few others, the Declaration of Independence has always appealed to me. There are three basic philosophies in the Declaration of Independence. Point 1. Every individual has an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Point 2. All men are equal. Point 3. Individuals have a civic responsibility to defend their rights and the rights of others. And I believe that the Declaration of Independence and the philosophies that it imparts is something that our countrymen could do very well with. And it is with that I want to cover these 3 points for my topic today. Point 1. Every individual has an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, in the recent past, our country, with its tendency to lean towards bigotry, is going towards a philosophy of the few privileged who are deciding for the underprivileged what their rights and liberties should be. And it is this that we need to underscore in our minds today, that just because you and I are privileged, may be sometimes entitled and pathologically narcissistic as well, it does not allow us the right to decide for the not so privileged what their rights and liberties should be. Because of the pandemic, many housing societies have decided to not allow the not so privileged people to come back to earn their living. Many members who live in fancy housing societies have never really paid attention to their health. They are obese, they suffer from diabetes, blood pressure, all the luxurious diseases, so to speak. And they believe that by allowing the part-time staff, people to come back from the underprivileged class, they may come with the virus. They forget one thing, because through natural selection, the virus chooses the weakest among us in terms of the weakest immunologically among us. And just because we are privileged and have the good fortune of living in high-rise apartments, we are deciding what the rights and liberties of these underprivileged class should be. Instead, let's focus on what is it that we need to do to build our immune system so that we are able to give them the inalienable right to life and liberty. Point 2. All men are born equal. Yes, that may be true biologically and humanly, but by and large, many of us actually are born very, very unequal. If you realize, many of us have been born into privilege purely by chance, nothing to do with our own doing or our own efforts, so to speak. This has led us to have a very narrow frame of reference. We, because of our entitlement and our narcissism, are actually attitudinally myopic. We cannot look beyond our nose, and all that occurs to us is about how we should be safeguarded, how we should be self-protected. There is absolutely no idea of how we as a community, as a society, as citizens at large need to treat the not so privileged with the equality that the Declaration of Independence underscores. Point 3. We have a civic duty to defend our rights and the rights of others. But you will see, unfortunately, across the world, most communities protect their own tribe. I'll ask you a question. Just check with yourselves. Who are your professionals that you employ? Your doctor, your lawyer, your chartered accountant? Yes, you will realize that they are mostly only from the community in which you belong. Yes, you may say it's not a deliberate choice. Maybe it isn't. It is the pre-conscious mind which has been drilled with the idea of only protecting our own. It's gone into an arena where now it's us versus them. And if today your entire philosophy, your entire ideology is only about you and your community, how would you be able to stand up for the right of others? Then take another aspect in a culture as myopic as ours. India slaps the child which dares to raise a question to his or her parents. He is called a disrespecting child. He is asked to keep quiet because elders know better. When that same child raises his hand and asks the teacher a question in class, the teacher feels threatened and asks the child to not act too smart. When the government of India does not allow dissent and puts behind bars people who have an ability to raise some questions to the government, how can compliance and silence lead to protecting civic rights and liberties, not only of ourselves, but of others? And it is this declaration of independence that you and I need to underscore in our minds today more than ever before. Because, yes, you and me are privileged, but we have to give the inalienable right to others to live their lives with liberty and the pursuit of their own happiness. I know some of us are born more equal, and because we are born more equal, maybe a little bit of compassion and empathy instead of selfishness and narcissism would go a long way in making life a little better for the not so privileged class. And if we can give our children the right to question, to dissent, to go against us as parents, as teachers, as a government, you and me will be able to have the civic right to protect our own rights and, of course, to those of others. I think, therefore I am. It's about time our society at large also began to think. Thank you for watching the Barkha Chulani channel. Stay well, stay safe, stay healthy. Please do hit the like button if you like what you hear, and do share my video. Till next week, it's goodbye and thank you.